good morning. It's your girl. And stay tuned because this one is going to be something. Are talking. Oh my gosh, are they? So I'm so glad we're into a new week. And honestly, I can't wait until this week is over because it seems as though like we keep regurgitating things on the news like the same old. Even on social media, I'm tired of hearing about what happened last week. It's over with. It's done. I don't know. Everybody's different, I guess. Anywho, good old JD Vance. Sound like I was about to do a used car salesman pitch, right? Because that's what his name sounds like. Anywho, he was on Kirk's podcast yesterday, and he was just, of course, denouncing his killing. And he knew exactly who, we all know who actually is the suspect, who actually did it, because he said he did. But JD still is insisting that the radical liberals are the ones behind it. Say what? People, first and foremost, the liberals are not radical at all. They like to say that, extreme leftists. There's no such thing. They have done nothing like the conservatives MAGA has done. Take, for instance, this murder. MAGA's done a lot of other things, too. There's been a lot of little low-key things we'll get into in a few. But radical, the liberals are not. And they weren't even in the state of Utah. Believe me when I say that. There's probably no liberals that even live there, is what I'm saying. You talking about one of the whitest states in the U.S. Anywho, he keeps insisting because that's all they do. Him and Trump regurgitate the same thing. Liberal. When the conservatives are the jackasses of this country. They're the ones tearing everything up. They're trying to incite violence, especially against black people. What JD and all of these guys said, because of Kirk's killing, we had to shut down our schools. For what? Your kids go to our schools too. Believe it or not, there's more than just black people to go to those schools. But they receive death threats. It's just a lot. But I notice there's a pattern in this administration. Since they have gotten into those seats, they have been trying to push black people in particular to those streets. You see, it's a reason though, because as soon as we get out there, protest anything, even if we're peaceful, it becomes so violent. They hate black people that much, which is crazy. And you would have thought I was making it up probably until you see what they're doing. Blame the Democrats, blame the liberals, the radical liberals. Blame them. No matter what they say or do, we're going to do what's best for us. And in turn, it's something that will save everybody else, save the country, like we always do. By us sitting home, the protests have been peaceful. We did that because we know. We learned from BLM. Even though people will say, oh, you guys did this and you did that. No, they showed white people with masks on, acting like they were part of the movement and destroying property. It's always them. It's always y'all. And no, I don't dislike white people. I dislike racism, and that's what fuels all of this. Racism. Our government is probably one of the racists. When they do immigration, who they kicking out? Black and brown people. Mostly brown, but black also. I understand why they're not trying to go after over 600,000 European immigrants. It's never going to happen. They need them for votes. Anywho, they're trying their best to push us in the streets. And even though they know what's right, they hate looking in the mirror. See, because when they look in the mirror, right? When they look in the mirror, this is what they see. They're pointing the finger at us, but the three fingers are pointing at them. And that's something they need to pay attention. Mike said it best, the man in the mirror, pay attention to that because it's you who are destroying our country. You're making all things divide even deeper. The divides are deep. I thought there might be a possibility for something, but not at this rate. The agenda that they're pushing is crazy because we know who did the crime, but you want to still say, well, this one is in it and this one is in it. They're so ridiculous that they got employers even starting to fire people for their opinions. An opinion and action is different. Like the people who lost their jobs because of the things they did, then that's a whole different story. But because of what you think, no. Your opinion, that's what you guys say. Chuck was killed for his opinion. We know that's not true, but we'll roll with it because it makes you feel good. As long as you feel good, and all the employers, if you are out there and you are firing people for their opinions, you better fire your damn self too. Because y'all some of the racist people I've ever met. I've worked in corporate and in a lot of different other fields. And corporate is the worst. You guys are terrible to work with. Lazy. But that's a whole nother story. We ain't gonna get into that. It's just ridiculous. Stop blaming everybody else and look at your own backyard. Hella shit in the backyard. You need to clean up your own backyard before you be looking at somebody else's. Is what I'm saying. Anywho, this administration must love the military because here they go again. Mississippi is the latest city they have sent the National Guard to. Oh my goodness. It's just ridiculous. Mississippi? So anyway, he got the National Guard coming there and the FBI, CIA, the dog team, everybody's coming there, right? We're going to clean it up. It's just ridiculous because the majority of Mississippi's population is black. Man, that hate is so deep. Man, that envy is even deeper though. Now check this out. I got a funny little story. So the National Guard leave two tanks in the neighborhood, but they got the keys in them. So some young neighborhood guys see that they left the keys in them and took them both for a spin around the block. They ain't do any damage. Put them back where they were. But the mere fact that they started them jokers up and drove them and then took pictures with it, like, I love it. Because this is the thing, right? The National Guard didn't think the people in that neighborhood was intelligent enough to even start those. No? Surprise, surprise. The mere fact that they thought that is judging a book by its cover. Let's be clear. Even though we don't own any of the companies of the inventions, we created everything. You didn't create shit. You stole everything, is what I'm saying. So that had me in tears because can you imagine? You would just laugh because at this point, we need some laughter. It's been depressing, hateful, racist, even using religion for hate is crazy. So yeah, it's just been a whole lot. But then on the other side of Mississippi is something going on that brings you right back to reality. They found a young man, Trey Reed, 21, of Grenada, Mississippi, hanging from a tree with broken limbs. And then they get a black sheriff to say, there was no foul play. Wait a minute. You found somebody hanging from a tree with broken limbs and there's no foul play? That's what they said about Emmett Till. Does this make me mad? It does. It should make every American mad because that's somebody's child. It doesn't matter what his ethnicity was, what his race was. Yeah, he was black, but he didn't deserve that. He was in a predominantly white college. They had the nerve to hang him from a tree near the pickleball courts in the center of the school, the central area, they say. I can't imagine that. And this is what they say too. Yeah, Delta State University is safe. Wait a minute. Didn't you just find somebody hanging from a tree? It's safe for all you white people. It ain't safe for us. So look, I'm going to give you a PSA to all black and brown students, real talk, Asian too, or whatever. If you are of color, listen. Do not go out late by yourself. Go out with someone, even if you're on the phone with somebody, but you also need to pay attention to your surroundings. Most of you don't come from neighborhoods where you have to pay attention, but you need to because why you not looking? They doing what they do. And you know it was more than one person that did that to him. They thought that shit was cute. That's not cute. Murder is murder no matter who does it. When old Charlie got killed, we were always supposed to mourn. What about for this student who was just trying to get an education? Good guy, hung from a tree? Can you imagine if your kid is in college and they call you and tell you that? Blessings to the family because this should never happen. Just like school shootings should never happen, hangings. And this is 2025. This ain't 1925, because that's when they were still doing them. You got to be a real piece of shit to do something like that. But we know who it was. But no foul play. They're never going to look the people up because those people know too. It probably was the police officers on some real shit because most of them are MAGA. Most of them are, because MAGA is the new KKK. When you say you MAGA, you already told us enough. You are the new KKK. Because if you know anything, America was never great. Never, ever great. And Abraham Lincoln once said, America cannot be destroyed from the outside. If it is destroyed, it's because we did it ourselves. Anywho, that's what the streets are talking about. Alrighty, it's that time to go, go, go. It's always sad for me at this point. But I always leave you with a jewel, right? So here's the jewel. The jewel is this. You have to learn to accept people for who they are and not who you want them to be. This past week, we all learned that racism is far deeper than we ever thought. There's a lot of people I unfriended. They might not even notice, but it's okay. I do. If you were spewing rhetoric, yeah, we're no longer friends. That's how I feel. Because my conscience is clear. My heart is positive, and I want to keep it that way. So I'd rather delete you than delete me. All right, now I still need you to get up. Yeah, you get up, get out. And look, sometimes you got to let folks go.